Hello and welcome to Coffee with the Angels. Today is February 26, 2018, and I'm Katie Kiefer of awakentheinnerlight.com and coffeewiththeangels.com. So for those of you who don't know yet, Coffee with the Angels is an exercise I've been doing since about middle of November 2017, where I sit down and I have, excuse me, my first cup of coffee with the angels and just hear what they have to say. And so at first, there were no videos. At first, I wasn't even sharing them. And then I got the message that I need to be sharing them. And I sat down and just posted them all. So, well, all the ones that were not overly personal. There are some that are too personal to share. Though most of these, actually, they tell me all of these apply to me as well. So these are things that I'm going through. These are things that I'm curious about or I'm dealing with or I want more information about. It's all different sorts of things. Today's is right in line with that. And also kind of tags on, well, it doesn't tag on, it really, it kind of extends from a little bit of last week. So if you go back and look at Thursday the 22nd, it's called Truth and Honesty. So if you look at that one, this one really kind of goes hand in hand with it. It's an extension of, or just more information. Anyway, I will read to you what I wrote that the angels have shared, and then we'll go into probably a little more depth because it's how this is seeming to work. Do the reading and just more information comes out when we're finished. So the text of this will be in the blog itself. The text will be there, but you get a lot more information in the videos. So the angels say, truth and vulnerability are inseparable. To be truthful and transparent is itself to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is different than what you think it to be. Vulnerability has been linked with being hurt in the human mind, therefore unsafe. You work so diligently to avoid vulnerability. Yet we offer a different perspective. Vulnerability is stepping into the unknown with your truth fully. You can do this with fear or with trust. Your soul knows it is safe for you to be in trust. Fear only comes from the human perspective and experience. Stepping into the unknown fully in your truth, fully claiming your truth, and being in your sacred self, nothing can harm you. For when you are so fully in your sacred truth, you easily recognize that anything the human perspective may view as hurtful is actually others seeking themselves. They see an aspect of themselves yet unclaimed in you. You must learn to discern human fleeting truth from your soul's sacred self-truth. They are very different. Being in truth in sacred self and stepping forward into the unknown is very different, yet has similarities to proclaiming your truth from in human perspective. Vulnerability has been so painful and scary for you because you are claiming fleeting human truths and declaring them as a higher truth than they are. Somewhere within you, you know this, yet you do it anyway. This leads to the hurt, shame, and regret. This has served many in learning to discern and even seek higher truth. When you step out into the unknown fully clothed in your sacred self-truth, you also have the grace and kindness of Creator with you. There is no room for shame or regret, for you have moved beyond that. Take one step at a time, one truth at a time. You are unveiling your deepest sacred self. As you seek higher truth, your sacred self comes into more focus. Aligning your truth with Creator's helps speed this process. Your sacred self truth will be and is always in alignment with Creator's truth. They may have differences. We caution you of this as more and more of you are seeking and expecting your truths to be fully the same as Creator's. At times it may be, and those are few. As souls and humans in a maturing, developing process, all your truths cannot and will not be fully the same as Creator's. If they were to become so, you would cease to have your own experiences and growth. What you receive when you ask for Creator's truth is Creator's truth as it applies to your experience and situation. Creator's full truth of even that, Creator's full truth even of that, is much, much larger. Continue asking Creator's truth and aligning with it. That is vital to your growth. Accept your sacred self and step into that truth as well. Both are vital to your growth. Do this, and vulnerability will become natural, sacred, and fearless. And that's what the angels had to say for today. So that text will be in the blog, is in the blog. By the time you watch this, it is in the blog. So this has been a very powerful message for me. One of the things that I've learned to do in the course of learning the Theta Healing Technique has been to ask for Creator's highest truth and to make mine the same. And that has been so valuable, especially for situations, especially where situations where I found myself to be judging or fearful or in any way that felt dense or out of alignment with kindness and truth and just whatever, and especially in times of discomfort. Asking for Creator's highest truth in the situation has been one of the greatest tools that I have had the blessing to learn. And making mine the same has been huge. What I hadn't realized is the sacred self. That, I've been going through this going, oh, just make my truth the same on all levels, including the soul level. And it's like, well, it's not what I thought it was. It's not that I'm not getting Creator's highest truth. I am getting Creator's highest truth. It's just not what I expected it would be. And I have to recognize my own truth too. I have to recognize how I feel in each moment and that it is true, but that doesn't mean it is my truth. I may be hurt by a particular situation, and that is true. But that doesn't mean that that situation or that hurt is my truth. They're different. In my opinion, anyway, I really see that as being different. Because if I identify with that truth and that is my truth, then I then become that. And that's not what I want to be. I want to see Creator's highest truth of that. I want to recognize the highest truth of that. I really want to be able to connect with the healing power that's there. Because the healing power that's there is what facilitates my growth as a human being and as a soul. So as my soul develops, as my human self grows and matures and develops and assists in this ascension process that we are going through as a collective humanity, the more I have Creator's truth, the better off I am, because I don't take things personally anymore. Even if I'm hurt in the moment, it's just different. I'm not stuck in that, and it's not my truth. It is true that I may be experiencing or feeling something in a given situation and in a given moment. That doesn't make it my sacred self-truth. it could just be another clue to help me unveil and uncover more of my sacred self. So that's kind of my understanding. And I certainly have work to do here because the sacred self is written all over here. And, I was given the, if you will, tagline, be your sacred self, live your sacred life. That's exactly what I intend to do. It's exactly what I want to do. I am here in part to do just that and to help others do the same. I've also incarnated here to be a wife and a mom. And so I'm balancing all of these different things. And as my family gets older and my children are growing up, it's easier for me to be able to step into more of my sacred self and to step further into maturity, both as a human and as a soul. And as I say that, I feel this spot in my back just kind of, it's slightly uncomfortable. So I have some more soul work to do on this even, because it really is my intention to bring forth into my human daily existence my soul's work, my soul's mission, and the lessons my soul is here to learn, to feed that. And so to feed it, I got to figure out what it is in the first place. So we'll see how that goes. Um, and so just this morning, I sat down prior to Coffee with the Angels, and I only got just a little snippet, just a few lines of a soul truth journal. So we'll see where that practice leads as well, because the better I can understand what my soul's looking for, the better I can adjust and feed it. And, this is a journey. We'll see where this goes. And I really encourage you to take a look at what you are claiming as truth. What are you moving forward and going, this is my truth? Is that really your truth? And is that really what you want to be your truth? Because is it sacred self-truth, or is it something that happens to be true for you at the moment? Because being true for you at the moment is completely different than it being your truth. And I really invite you to take a look at the differences that are there. Because if you're claiming something as your truth, that is something that is simply true for you at the moment, you may be creating more blocks and issues for yourself. You may be missing a lesson your soul wants to learn, which can actually be another part of a pattern that shows up. So if these patterns will repeat until we get the lessons. They will continue to repeat, and they will go from a problem to a crisis. If it is something our soul has set out to learn and we aren't listening, or we can't hear it. So the more aware we can be of that, the better. So anything that happens to be a pattern in your life, even if it's a fading pattern, if it's still coming up as a pattern, just take a look more objectively. And is this really my truth, or is this something that's just true for me now? Because there's nothing wrong with anything of this. It's just a matter of separating what is true for you in the moment versus what is your truth. And I'm hearing that I don't really understand that fully, but that's what I'm being called to tell you. And I suppose we will figure this out and move forward together, because I don't know where this is going for me either. What I do know is I know that I have the tools to do this. And if you don't have the tools to do this, get them. Find a tool that works for you. For me, it's the Theta Healing Technique. I do teach that as well. I don't have any classes set up at the moment. They do have to be in person to learn that particular technique. But there's a lot of different ways you can figure out what figure what works for you. There's a lot of modalities and techniques, so whatever resonates with you. You can also get sessions with people to help you kind of learn techniques and through session work, which I can do that. But it's up to you. It's up to you. Who resonates with you? What modalities resonate with you? Do you already have the tools? Whatever. Whatever your case may be, that is true for you now. And it's something that can change. Oh, and there it is. So it is what is true for you now can change. Your truth will not change. Okay, and I'm feeling that all the way through. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What is true for you now can change. What is your truth never changes. Yeah, they say never is quite not quite accurate. But your truth will not change. There we go. That's your truth will not change. But what is true for you at the moment will. Okay, so that's something for us all to ponder. And, feel free to leave a comment. If you like, go on Facebook, you can go check out Awaken the Inner Light page, and you'll find all of these here there as well. Here, there, this is YouTube. So, or you might be on the blog. I don't know. I embed the videos in the blog. So whatever you choose to do, if you have feedback, I would love to hear it, and feel free to share. And that's it for us today. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you've received something valuable from today's message. So, all right, have a fantastic day. I hope it's beautiful where you are, and if not, I hope you make it a beautiful day. So I'll see you next time. Bye.